New class alert, please. We got a new class upcoming. Who are the allies of Allah and the allies of Shaitan? Taught by Ustad Layla Nashiba. I know you're not going to want to miss this. So please stay tuned, okay? Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. New class, please join us right here. Sunnahfollowers presents a wonderful new class to add to your Islamic education. Sins of Disbelief, taught by Ustad Layla Nashiba, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brother and sister. I just saw Brother Muhammad here in Salat al-Jum'ah, alhamdulillah. It's an honor to speak on a very important topic. I just discussed with Brother Muhammad, and Brother Muhammad is going to speak with you, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But Tuesday, inshallah.
Tuesday, inshallah, we're going to discuss raising our Islamic Muslim children in a non-Islamic world that we're living in right now, the society that we live in. Especially now we have a lot of issues happening in our schools, in our colleges, universities, that a lot of our Muslim kids aren't really ready for it. So I think we should have a nice little discussion. Inshallah, we'll have a lot of people on board that can ask a lot of questions that they have, and we can kind of talk about how to kind of keep our deen and our religion inside of our children while they're going through out there in the world with the non-Muslims that are around there, inshallah, that have a lot of pressure that they're put on them, peer pressure and all that kind of stuff, inshallah.
So Sunnah followers, prepare yourself and even your kids and share this very, very important topic. Very important. Alhamdulillah, Brother Muhammad accept to join us every Tuesday, inshallah.
Sure.
9 o'clock p.m. So for the time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad, inshallah.
Okay, excuse me. Everybody should be able to hear me. Inna alhamdulillah, wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I want to welcome everybody to our Aqidah class for tonight, and also just let everyone know that we have other classes tonight too. At 7:30, Brother Muhammad Ziyada, that commercial you just saw, Brother Muhammad Ziyada and Dr. Ibrahim Jamali will be here to discuss the dangers of seeking knowledge on the internet. We need to know the dangers of that, because not everyone who is speaking about Islam, number one, most of them are not qualified to speak about it. Number two, they don't know what they're talking about. And we have to be very, very careful of what we learn about Islam on the internet, and be careful of what we see on the internet. So that's going to be tonight's topic at 7:30 with Brother Muhammad Ziyada. And also we're going to have tonight my class at 9:30, the Maqasidic Tafsir, based on the book by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. Will be speaking more about the science of the Quran. All right, so those are the classes that we have for tonight. And now what I'm going to do is give you a quiz to cover what we discussed yesterday about the sins of disbelief. And something that I tell you all the time, there's a difference between learning about Islam and listening to people talk about Islam. There's a difference between knowledge and understanding. The Prophet ﷺ said knowledge is to simply memorize what you hear people say. Understanding is when you take what people say and apply it to your heart and act upon it. That's understanding. And there's a difference between a lecturer and a teacher. A lecturer is just a person that comes on and just talks. Anybody can talk. Some people talk and talk and talk. But is there truth based to on their talks? Is there truth to what they're saying? That's the question. Whereas a teacher is different. A teacher is going to educate you and is going to provide evidence to support what they're trying to educate you upon. So that's a person that provides evidence. And also the teacher develops a personal relationship with her students. She knows their strengths, their weaknesses, and also is able to quiz you. Does Allah say anywhere in Islam that seeking knowledge is based on gender? Did the Prophet Muhammad come and only teach the men? Okay. Or did the Prophet Muhammad, who was the Prophet Muhammad's two best students? Can anybody tell me? Who was the Prophet Muhammad's two best students? Were they males? Who were the Prophet Muhammad's two best students? Can anybody remember? Can anybody tell me who his best students were? His two best students was Aisha, radiyallahu anha, and the second one was Zainab, his stepdaughter. That's why Aisha became one of the greatest scholars of all times. She was the one that was able to check the companions on different issues, especially related to family and marriage. Zainab, may Allah be pleased with her, was Salama's daughter, became one of the best scholars of her time. Many men learned from her as many men learned from Aisha, radiyallahu anha. So I don't know where Muslims today get this idea that Islam is a segregated way of life. Where do you guys get this notion that the Prophet Muhammad only taught men? Don't you guys know that Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, had over 300 students? Do y'all know that most of the hadiths are narrated by her? And she was talking to men, teaching men, not women. Subhanallah. So we have to learn. That's just an example as to how we have to learn our religion. You know, Islam is not gender-based. In order to make it into paradise, you have to have the correct belief system. Allah did not send down the belief system just to men, and then women have a different belief system. The men don't pray one way and the women pray another way. The men don't have rules of fasting and we are not like that. You guys have to learn this religion. We believe in one God, and that God is Allah. Okay, we are one nation. Okay, so all this separatism that a lot of you brothers and sisters have today about this religion, y'all got to get back to this deen. Okay, so the last time we met for this class, we spoke about the different sins of disbelief and the different categories of disbelief. Every Muslim man and Muslim woman has to be aware of them. Every Muslim man and Muslim woman will be judged on the day of judgment. If a man dies upon a sin of disbelief, he's going to hell as a kafir. Just like if a woman dies upon a sin of disbelief, she's going to hell as a kafir, because there's only one belief system. So let's see how well you guys understood what I spoke about yesterday. I'm going to give you a quiz. Let's put the quiz on the screen. Everybody wake up. People in the Zoom room, my students in the Zoom room, y'all better get those microphones going. Put your telephones down. Turn off your televisions. Unless you put me on the YouTube channel. Turn the channel YouTube and turn to YouTube and put it on channel Sunnahfollowers for the kids. But the people in the Zoom room, my students, y'all got to wake up because I want to see how well y'all understand the categories of disbelief. My new shahadas from Reddit, mashallah. There's Brother Edward, Brother Amir. Oh, Kimmy's here. Good job, Sandra, Elizabeth. Exactly, mashallah. Y'all brought some new people too that I haven't even seen before. A lot of new shahadas here, mashallah. We're going to test you, test your knowledge of your religion, of your belief system, whether you are male, a female, or a jinn. Because guess what? Jinns are held accountable too. The jinn have to have the correct belief system too. So if there's any jinn listening to me outside the house, test your knowledge too. Allah doesn't discriminate. Only man does. Okay? All right. Y'all ready for it? Brother Edward said he prepared. You took notes yesterday? Let's see how well your notes are going to get you. Let's look at the first question. Question number 1. We spoke about the meaning of the Arabic word kufr. It translates in English to mean disbelief. But a lot of Muslims do not understand what it means to disbelieve. So, does the word disbelief mean the following? Let's look at the first choice. A person who hides or covers up reality. Is that a disbeliever or an unbeliever according to the rules of Islam? If a person hides or covers up the reality or the truth, is that an unbeliever? Is that a disbeliever in Islam? What do you guys think?
A disbeliever.
Okay, she says it's a disbeliever. Does anybody that it is a disbeliever? Does anybody disagree? Good job, Brother Marar. Good job, Kadia too. What about my new shahadas? Good job. Exactly. That's one of the meanings. Exactly. If a person hides or covers up the reality or the truth of something, that's an unbeliever in Islam. You don't want to be an unbeliever. You don't want to be a person that hides the truth or covers up the reality. What about this? If a person denies Allah and denies his blessings, does that make that person an unbeliever? What do you think? If a person denies Allah, denies his existence, and denies that he is who he says he is that person an unbeliever?
Yes. That person is a disbeliever.
Good job. MashaAllah. The kids got it right. Who was that? Ali? Lucius?
Yeah, that was Ali.
That was Ali. MashaAllah. My baby Ali got it right. Good job. If a person denies Allah, denies his existence, if a person denies Allah's blessings, what about this? Let's say that I say, Mother Nature makes it rain. The reason why it's snowing today is because Mother Nature made it snow. Is that denying the favors of Allah or the blessings of Allah?
Yes, because you're giving Allah's power to something else.
Exactly. That's giving Allah's power to something or someone else. That's an unbeliever. So we have to be careful about that. We don't want to ever deny that Allah's blessings. Good job. Also, what about this? If a person does not believe in the lordship of Allah, does that make them an unbeliever?
Yes, it does.
Okay, anybody disagree? I don't believe in Allah's lordship. I don't believe that Allah is the Lord of all the creation. I don't believe that Allah is the creator of everything. Is this denying him? Is this making you an unbeliever? Yes, exactly. Good job. Good job. Everybody's got that right. Good job. Brother Edward. Good job, Brother Ahmed. Good job, Brother Ahmed. I see your answers too. You and Merard are holding it down. Brother Ahmed and Brother Merard and Brother Edward are holding it down for the brothers. Good job. What about this? If a person commits a sin, does that make him or her an unbeliever? If a person commits a sin, does that make them an unbeliever?
No.
Is
No.
everybody agree?
Yes, I agree. But if you die while you're committing that sin, then you do die unbeliever.
Okay, who gave that answer?
Precious.
Okay, Precious, you got to get that out of you. That is, this is the second time you gave that answer. Just because a person dies upon a sin, does that make them a kafir, guys? No. In order to be an unbeliever, I have to hide or cover up the reality. In order to be an unbeliever, I have to deny Allah or his lordship or his commands. If a person dies upon a sin, what are they, Precious?
Just a simple Muslim?
What did you call it again? Say it again.
I said as just a simple Muslim.
Simple, did you say?
No, I'm sorry. It's because I have a stuffy nose. Sinful.
Yes, you're a sinful Muslim. Good job. I want y'all to remember Allah forgives all sins except for disbelief. So unless the person died upon a sin of disbelief, he's just a sinful Muslim. Do you understand now, Precious? You understand now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I want every Muslim listening to me you don't want to be a Kharijite. The Kharijites, this is the group of people who have transgressed the limits of Allah. They're the ones that say because a person's a sinner, they're kafir. Let me give y'all some examples of who the Kharijites are. These terrorist groups, Al-Qaeda, they're the ones that say because you smoke cigarettes, I can kill you and take your head off. You ain't no Al-Qaeda, Precious. Al-Shabaab, all of these modern day terrorist groups, Hamas, they're the ones that believe if a person commits a sin, they are kafir, so we can kill them. That's not Islam. No, unless the person disbelieves, that person is not a kafir, and we don't use that word with each other. Remember the three groups that we will stand before Allah. We will stand either in the group of the forerunners, the right-handers, or the sinful Muslims. Okay, everybody got that? All right, let's look at the next question. What about this? This is a scenario. Anthony knows that there is only one true God. He also knows that nothing else should ever be worshipped but that one true God. But he does not take the Shahada. He won't take the Shahada. And if you ask him why, he says because he doesn't want to admit that he don't know everything. So, Is this an example of disbelief due to stubbornness? Or is this an example of disbelief due to denial? Or is this an example of disbelief due to rejection? Remember, we talked about how kufr or disbelief falls in two categories, major and minor. Although both categories, if you die upon them, will take you out of Islam. But which category is this? Anthony knows that there's only one true God and that no one is worthy of worship but him, but he just will not take the Shahada. He just won't do it. Is this disbelief due to stubbornness, disbelief due to rejection, or disbelief due to denial? Which one?
I would say disbelief due to stubbornness, because he has the information, he knows, but he just won't bring himself to do it.
Would you guys agree with her answer?
I say disbelief due to denial.
Okay, remember, disbelief due to denial occurs when you deny Allah. Do y'all know what deny means? What's another synonym for the English word deny? Deny means to not believe. So what is he denying? For the person that said he's denying, what is he denying?
He didn't deny anything.
Okay, so it's not denial. Okay, what was the other answer? Stubbornness. Good job. For those of you who said stubbornness, your answer is correct. This is a person, Anthony doesn't deny that Allah is one. He doesn't deny that Allah is the only one worthy of worship. So it's not denial. Denial means to not admit to something, to not believe something. It's not even rejection, because he's not rejecting the fact that Allah is one. He's not rejecting that Allah is the only entity worthy of worship. He's just being stubborn. He's just being plain stubborn. And there's a lot of people, guys, who are stubborn. When we look at Abu Talib, the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what he suffered with. He was too stubborn. He was too stubborn to convert to Islam. He believed in Allah, but he was too stubborn to accept the fact that only Allah is worthy of worship. He didn't want to accept that. He wanted to stay upon the belief of his forefathers. So he died a kafir. He'll be in hell forever due to his stubbornness. In fact, most of the Arabs during the time of the Prophet suffered with this. They were too stubborn to convert. Abu Lahab, Abu Jahl, too stubborn to convert. Okay? So this is stubbornness. What about this next scenario? What about this? Brother Abdullah. Allah has blessed Abdullah with a good job, a good house. But instead of him saying that Allah has blessed him, he says, well, what can I say? It's because I worked hard for it. I'm a hard worker and I'm real smart. Look at what all I've accomplished in life due to my smartness, due to my hard work. This is an example of which. Is it disbelief due to stubbornness? Or is it disbelief due to denial? Or is it disbelief due to pride? Which one?
Disbelief due to pride.
Okay.
Disbelief due to pride.
Due to pride.
Okay, everybody agrees? Huh? You agree too?
Pride.
Okay, good job. Good job. Exactly. This is pride. He's arrogant. This is the same reason why Iblis is a kafir and will be in hell forever. Iblis believed he was better than Adam because he was made out of fire, and fire can destroy the earth. Okay? This is pride. You know, and how many of us suffer with that? Allah blesses us with nice things, a good job, a good house. He gives you money. He gives you a beautiful home. But instead of you thanking Allah, you say it's because of me. That's how Pharaoh was. Allah blessed Pharaoh, made him rich. Allah blessed the people of the Ad, gave them beautiful bodies, gave them strength. But instead of them thanking Allah for it, they said, oh, it's because we're beautiful people. Pride and arrogance. This is a sin of disbelief. How many of us suffer with arrogance? If we die upon that sin, if we die equating everything to ourselves instead of Allah, then guess what? You're going to die an unbeliever. We have to work on that as Muslims. Okay, what about this? Brother Jamal. Brother Jamal feels that women are the worst temptation on earth. So he tells his wife, all his daughters, that it's haram to wear nice clothing. It's haram to smile. He doesn't want them to ever smile. It's haram to even talk. It's haram, haram, haram. Because of his feelings about women. This is an example of which? Is it an example of disbelief due to denial? Or is it an example of disbelief due to making the lawful unlawful? Or is it an example of disbelief due to arrogance? Which one do you guys think? Go ahead, baby.
Disbelief making the unlawful. This is Hello, by the way. Ichi's daughter.
Oh, good job. Okay, Geechee's daughter said disbelief due to making the lawful unlawful. Does anybody disagree?
I agree.
Good job. Good job, Brother Ahmed. Good job, Amir. Good job, Kimmy. Good job, Merard. Good job, Yasmin. Good job. Good job. Exactly, guys. How many of us do that? We say things are haram. This is why I tell all my students, do not, I repeat, do not use the word haram unless you have the verse from the Quran or the authentic hadith to support it. Don't tell me I have to wear a niqab. Where's your evidence? And don't give me a fatwa from Islam Q&A, because Islam Q&A is not a source. And don't tell me what no imam said, because he ain't Allah. Okay, bring me the verse from Allah or the verse from the Prophet Muhammad saying that a woman has to cover her face, that a woman cannot wear nice clothing, that a woman can't smile, that a woman can't talk. Bring the clear nas. If you can't provide the clear nas, this is another example of disbelief by making the things that Allah made lawful unlawful. Y'all see why we have to be careful with that word haram. Don't use it unless you got the clear nas to support it. And we're going to talk in detail about all this stuff over the next week or two. What about this? Sandila. Sandila looks down on other people, and she believes that she never makes mistakes in her judgment. She believes that she's basically perfect. This is an example of disbelief in what? Disbelief due to stubbornness, disbelief due to arrogance, or disbelief due to denial. Which one is this?
Disbelief due to arrogance.
Okay, do you guys agree?
Yes.
Good job. Good job. It's more arrogance. It can be denial too, because she's denying that she makes mistakes, but it's more arrogance than anything else. It's more arrogance. When you look down on other people, this is a sin of disbelief. Anybody that dies thinking that they are free of mistakes, that they are free of correction, this is an arrogant person. And if you die in that state, thinking that you're perfect, perfection belongs to Allah. And a lot of us as human beings struggle with perfection. I know I do. I have to remind myself all the time, that only Allah is perfect. A lot of us suffer with those feelings of imperfection. We have to learn that we are human, that nothing is perfect except Allah. Okay, what about this? Jamila hates. She hates that Allah has given men the option of marrying more than one wife. She hates polygamy. How many of you here, sisters, say that they hate polygamy? I hate it. I hate it. I don't even want to hear about it. There are some people, if they hear the word polygamy, they go crazy. This is an example of which? Disbelief due to arrogance, disbelief due to making something haram, or is it disbelief due to hatred of Allah's commands? Which one is this? As I was growing up as I was growing up as a child, that's all I heard. I heard so many women talking about how they hate polygamy. This is a sin of disbelief. Exactly. Good job. Everybody got it right. This is an example of disbelief due to hatred of Allah's commands. We cannot hate anything that Allah made lawful. I remember 25 years ago. No, it was more than 25. I remember over 30 something years ago when Sheikh Morsi became my teacher. When Sheikh Morsi became my teacher, I used to say, I hate the snow, because I had to drive to work. He would teach the class and then I'd have to leave to go to work and it was snowing. And I'd be like, I hate the snow. So he told me, never say that you hate the snow. I said, why not? I hate it. He said, Layla, you hate something that Allah brings good about. He said, you'll never be a believer until you love what Allah loves and only hate what he hates. He said, say that you don't like driving in the snow, but do not say that you hate something that's good and clean. And I thought about that. Okay, so this is disbelief due to hatred. It's not denial. Denial is to deny that Allah is Allah. Denial is to deny that polygamy is lawful. She's not denying it, Pamela. She hates it. She knows that Allah has given men the option of having 2, 3, 4 wives. She's not denying it. She's saying that she hates it. You see the difference? So this is not denial. Denial is to say a man cannot marry 4 wives, or a person doesn't have to pray. She's not denying anything. She admits that it exists. she hates it. We have to take the word hate out of our vocabulary too. Hate and haram, they have to come out of our vocabulary unless it's something that Allah hates. Okay? What about this? Abdul, he likes to make fun of the Imam's khutbah every week. Is this a form of disbelief? And if so, which form? Abdul likes to make fun of the Imam's khutbah. He makes jokes about the khutbah, laughs, and finds it hilarious. Is this a form of disbelief? Yes or no? What do y'all think?
This is the disbelief due to mocking the religion.
Exactly. This is making fun, making a mockery of the religion. We have to be careful of these comedians. That's why I tell y'all, what Muslim is a comedian? Why would a Muslim want to be a comedian? Comedians lie. Comedians ridicule. Comedians make fun of things. And one thing that we cannot do is make fun of this religion. So why is the Imam making fun? A man making fun of the Imam's khutbah? Because the Imam is telling you to fear Allah. You want to make fun of it? This is disbelief. People make jokes out of how we pray. You want to make jokes out of how we make wudu. You want to make jokes about how a woman dressed. I heard a brother say, women, y'all wear tents. Don't refer to a woman's abaya as a tent. This is not a tent. This is a form of disbelief. So we have to be careful of that. Do you guys see how we have to learn about disbelief? Because so many of us, do it and don't know we're doing it. And that's what I'm going to teach about over the course of this series. What about this? Janan does not like to listen to a lecture about Islam that deals with the sins in Islam. And she will tell you the reason why is because she doesn't need anyone to remind her that she's not perfect. Is this a sin of disbelief? And if so, which one and why? What about this?
This is disbelief due to avoidance because she doesn't want to hear the truth because it's going to make her realize that she isn't perfect.
MashaAllah. Exactly. This is disbelief due to avoidance. How many of us Muslims do this? We're not learning our religion. You rather spend your time listening to a non-Muslim talk about politics. You rather spend your time listening to somebody talk about psychology. You don't want to hear a person tell the truth about Islam because you want to avoid finding out that you are committing sins. You're trying to avoid learning that you could possibly be in the hellfire. There's a lot of Muslims out there. They make their priority is seeking education of the world, but they know nothing about their deen, nothing about their religion, because they don't want to know. They don't want to know what's lawful. They don't want to know what's unlawful. They want to enjoy the life of this world. This is avoidance. Seeking knowledge. I want every Muslim listening to me to understand that seeking knowledge of this religion is an obligation. We are all obligated as Muslims to learn our religion and learn it correctly. Last question. This is the last one. Uh-oh. Let me go back. Okay, hold on. I hit the wrong button. Brother Abdullah is the imam of the masjid, and he decides to make a new rule that men and women can shake hands when only in the event of being introduced. Could this be a sin of disbelief? And if so, how?
It's a sin of disbelief due to the fact that he's introducing things.
Oh, by the way, I just disconnected. Oh, can y'all see me now and hear me? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Can they hear me? I think I left Zoom. Can you guys hear me on Facebook? Wait a minute. Let me see. I think I got kicked out of Zoom. Am I still in Zoom? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. People here, give me a second. Give me a second. I done got disconnected from Zoom. I turned off something on my computer and I didn't mean to do it. Okay. Can y'all see me on Zoom now?
Yeah, we see.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to Zoom. Okay, what do you guys think of her answer? There we go. What do you guys think of her answer?
Disbelief because of trying to substitute the laws of Allah.
Exactly. This is disbelief because you're substituting. You're changing or substituting the laws of Allah with the laws of man. We can't do that. We cannot change Allah's laws. And this is what a lot of Muslims here in America are doing. We got a lot of men and women in America who call themselves scholars. I keep telling y'all, I repeat, there are no scholars in America. I've been telling y'all that since 1986. Okay? But you got a lot of learned men and women who think because they have PhDs in Islam that they can change the Quran, that they can tweak Allah's laws. You can't tweak the laws of Allah. You can't substitute his laws with the laws of man. You can't say because you live in the land of the kafir, you can change Allah's book. No, this is disbelief. Everybody understand? Okay, so that's the last question for today. Does everybody understand these answers? And again, the whole purpose of this quiz is for everybody to see, that we indulge in many actions of disbelief as Muslims. And again, the whole purpose of me doing this series is not for any of us to call each other kafir. No, we don't refer to no other Muslim as that. It's for you to check yourself to see if you are a true believer or if you are not. If you're a person that's avoiding the truth, if you're a person that's covering up the truth, if you're a person that's denying the laws of Allah or denying his commands, if you're a Muslim that doesn't truly believe in Allah's lordship, you better check yourself. This is why we don't go around asking people what's their minhaj. You don't ask another Muslim what's their minhaj, what's their aqidah. There ain't but one minhaj. There ain't but one aqidah. There's only one belief system. The fact that you asked a Muslim, that shows that you don't have it, that you are not upon the right belief system. All right. Any questions or comments? Any questions? Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do the second part of this lecture. Make sure everybody is here at 6:30. And tonight in 10 minutes, Dr. Dramali and Brother Muhammad Ziada, they are joining to discuss the dangers of the internet. So I'm getting ready to log out, but I'm going to log back in 10 minutes. There's nothing in Islam that says that you cannot go grocery shopping because it's Christmas. There's nothing in Islam that says because this is a day that the Kafirs celebrate that you can't eat, that you can't shop. There's nothing in Islam that says because this is a holiday of the Kafir that you can't eat, drink tea or eat tea. So again, the religion is simple. We're people. If you don't eat, you're going to die. Okay? We just do not celebrate Christmas. We do not celebrate Christmas. And how do you celebrate it? By jingle belling, by hanging up Christmas trees, by attending Christmas parties. But you can eat food, and you can eat their food. You can eat the food of the people of the book. If they got Christmas tea, you can drink tea. Because it's Christmas, they call it Christmas tea. That's their problem. We have to use common sense, people. All right? Okay, any other questions? All right, any other questions? Yeah, so what? This is the Kafirs' holiday. It ain't our holiday. You go to the grocery store, buy whatever you want. Cake, tea, ice cream, turkey, dressing, macaroni and cheese, whatever you want. Okay, all right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, the sister here said thank you because she said she wasn't going to eat nothing today. Are you guys really? You were not going to eat any food today? Why not? She said because she ain't got no food in her house and she thought she couldn't go grocery shopping. Girl, please. Who told you that? This is why we have to be careful what we hear on the internet. If people tell you that you cannot do something, they have to bring the verse from the Quran where Allah says, because this is a Kafir holiday, you can't eat, drink, or anything else. Boy, that doesn't exist. That's ignorance. Okay, I'm getting ready to log out. I'll log back in 10 minutes. Yeah, it is for different parts of the world, Mina. You have to realize the person that asked the question is in Pakistan. It's Christmas there. They're ahead of us. People live in the North Pole. It's Christmas for them. Where Brother Malik is, it's Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, it's after 12 o'clock. It's the 25th for them. Yeah. The people in America that's stupid enough to celebrate that Kafir holiday, their kids will be looking up at the sky, expecting Brother Malik's people to come drop gifts down to them. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting ready to log out, guys. I'll log back in on the next stream. So let me log out. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.